welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you DIY Christmas gift ideas. I think these ideas will be wonderful for anyone who adores plants and who is a gardener themselves. So let's dive into the projects. For our first arrangement, I want to use this gorgeous soup serving dish. You can thrift these, or maybe you already have some at home. We're actually not going to use the lid. So if you find one that is lidless, you can always reuse them as planting containers. And I thought this was absolutely perfect with some orchids. This is why I chose this beautiful pale yellow, because to me with the blue, it's absolutely striking. So I purchased some specialized soil for orchids because they need a very light and airy mix. We'll just repot them. Oh, the mess. The mess. Looks beautiful just like this, very simple, the orchids and the beautiful container. I was thinking maybe we could add a couple of branches to finish off the look and top dress the soil a little bit. Next, I want to use this really cute azalea. They're readily available at garden center this time of year. I think it's absolutely lovely. And I was thinking that would be really fun to use it with this mini greenhouse. We did give it a bit of a revamp. We used a dark stain on the bottom section on the wood, just one coat, and that turned out really beautifully. I also spray painted all the metal pieces because I didn't like that light gray too much, and also we had some rust in some places, so the paint job isn't perfect, but I think it just looks really lovely now, a little bit darker. I already went ahead and popped some compost in there, so I think all we're going to do now is just pop our plant in and, decorate. And then you already know the drill by now, but we're going to top dress with a little bit of moss. It always does the trick. I thought another great gift idea would be to prepare a gardening gift set box with all the essentials, maybe for someone who wants to start to garden, and just put together a couple of bits that they could enjoy and start using straight away. But this could also be geared toward a confirmed gardener to share your personal favorite bits and bobs with them. So let's construct it. Here are a couple of ideas of what you could include in that gardening gift box. Well, first you need a container to get everything together. Here I'm using a wood crate, but you could also pick a basket, for example, that would be lovely as well. Some terracotta containers that are very cute and always handy to have. A brand new pair of gloves, always needed. I also thought it would be really cute to include a little garden diary. This is what I personally use to make a note of everything I do in the garden, and then I like looking at it year on year and see exactly when I had sowed some seed or done a specific task in the garden. It helps me keep track of the weather too. I really enjoy it. Of course, it couldn't be a gardening gift set without some seeds. So here you could select either some things that are pretty easy to grow if you're gearing this towards a beginner. Here I have some catnip if you have a cat lover. I'm also including some straw flowers that are very lovely and easy to grow. Courgettes are also a great one to start with. And also I'm throwing in some ornamental pumpkins because they're just really cute as well and fairly easy to grow. And also maybe some tomatoes because you can start those indoors from January or February if you want a harvest for the summer. And I was thinking because, you know, for Christmas, you still have a little bit of time then to plant your spring bulbs towards the end of December and then the very beginning of January. Why not add some spring bulbs? Here I included some narcissus and some tulips, for example, but again, you can choose whatever you want. You could also add some bulbs that have been pre-forced if, you know, the person is more an indoor gardener so that they could enjoy them indoors. Possibilities are endless. And of course, a couple of tools. This is a dibber and a little trowel. They are classics. They're very handy for a range of planting or repotting. And one more little touch that you could add if you made some this year. Why not include some homemade jam or preserves or chutneys? That's always a very thoughtful gift. Since I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't wait to use it with hyacinth. I think this is the perfect shape for 3 hyacinths, and I absolutely love using hyacinths indoors. These have been forced, so they've been prepared so that they will bloom early indoors, and they just fill your home with a delightful fragrance. I picked the blue because I wanted to tie it with the use of the container. Also with the yellow, it's going to give us a gorgeous contrast. So you're absolutely fine to either, you know, pop them in another container like this, just keep them as a trio, but it's also very easy to simply tease them apart, and each of them will still have their own set of roots. Be careful not to damage these too much because the bulb still needs those roots to uptake a little bit of moisture and some nutrients. Again, topping up with preserved moss is a great way to give any arrangement a finished look. Another very classic Christmas plant that you'll see everywhere in garden centers at this time of year is, of course, the adored hellebore. They are a wonderful perennial to add to your gardens. They're actually drought tolerant once they're established. They bloom in winter. Their foliage is evergreen, so they are a staple of many winter gardens. I really like using these because typically you can find them in those smaller sizes, which is perfect for arrangements. The first thing we're going to do on these is clean up the old leaves because I really want the blooms to shine. I'm even thinking, yeah, we can just, you know, pop them in and we'll hide. I'm opting to keep them in their cans because that way they're going to be easy to reuse and to replant in the landscape or, you know, to dismantle. I do put moss on everything. So pretty already, and we haven't added anything. I was thinking just to make it pop a little bit more, we could add, you know, a couple of those faux berries. Again, that are going to be very easy to remove and reuse. For the next project, we're changing up a little bit this style of containers. I wanted to reuse this cute little trio of tin containers that came with this cute tray. And also, I like reusing containers and finding them secondhand. That's part of the fun for me, to try to find something unique. But you could absolutely, you know, purchase something new that fits the style of the person you're gifting to. I thought these could be perfect for beautiful violas. I really love these with a high contrast dark purple and a beautiful like creamy white. I thought these were really cute. Again, we don't have drainage here, so we have to be extra careful with watering and not leave this where, you know, it could get drowned. The next idea is all about amaryllis. I really enjoy using them at Christmas and over winter because little else is in bloom and they produce absolutely stunning and gorgeous blooms that are really long lasting. But right now in garden centers or anywhere that sells plants, you should be able to see amaryllis that have already been potted on and already probably have one or more flower buds on them. And these, once you see the flower bud, will flower within 3 to 4 weeks. Today we're going to use this one here. It's a beautiful orange variety called Rilona, and it's going to produce a deep dark orange bloom, which I think is going to pick up really nicely on some of the detail of the container. Amaryllis like to be root bound. That means they like to stay in a container that's just barely bigger than the diameter of the bulb. So I don't want to put some soil here and get it to a bigger container because it might not bloom properly. So I went ahead and cut off a little bit the bottom of a small plastic container. This is really good. The roots are looking pretty healthy. This is what you want it to look like. So I don't want to add more soil around. So I was thinking I want to use something in plastic like this. It's okay that there's no bottom, and we're going to place this here. Ideally, I would want that rim to be hidden below the level of the container. So right now it looks like this. We have our amaryllis in the center and then the little pieces of moss around to secure some foliage. For the foliage, I did gather a couple of fresh greens from the garden, some beautiful picea, another type of evergreen. I'm not sure if this is some kind of tuya or cypress. Also have this really beautiful weeping green. So I'm thinking with all of this, we could create a beautiful fresh greenery look around this, but you could also use fall foliage, for example, that will last much longer. Now I'm going in and I'm hiding all the little contraption. And that's optional. You can add a little bit of moss to cover up the soil. That makes it a little bit harder to gauge whether the amaryllis is going to need watering. One more step, the shake test. Looks like everything is solidly attached. Of course, the fresh greens are not going to last very long, but you could replace them with fall elements or dried elements that will last, of course, much longer. In terms of care, place this in a bright area, out of direct sunlight, and water about once a week. The soil for the amaryllis should be moist but not wet, so don't overwater it. I wanted to show you another way we could use this cute mini greenhouse. I put back the glass on it, and so now we can use it as a terrarium. So I picked up an indoor plant, a Fittonia. I really love this one because it had the most gorgeous white veining, and the white is going to make the plant really pop in the darker container. So all we're going to do is carefully open this. Oh. I thought what could be really cute also is to add, little lights to really make it Christmassy and cute. Last year, I prepared a beautiful Christmas display outdoors, and I feel like a lot of what I prepared for that display would also make for lovely gifts, or at least I hope that will give you some ideas. I am obsessed by how these turned out. I think any of these would be a wonderful Christmas gift idea. It was actually really fun to make, and I hope it inspired you to create something this year to gift your loved ones or to decorate your own home. It's a lovely gift to receive, I think, because it's not only the beautiful plant and container, but also the time that it took to source it, if you thrifted it, or how you decided to combine both of them, and of course putting it together. So I hope this gave you plenty of ideas. Don't forget to let me know which of these is your favorite, and thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye! Simba, we're on set. Come on. Come on. Oh. Mm-hmm.